Hi, my name is Doye. I'm an artistic director and a executive producer. I work predominantly in gaming and culture, live performance, but I also work in film and bits of TV. So I kind of cross lots of different technologies to tell stories and narrative. I didn't actually come from a technical background. I came from a contemporary dance background, toured, and really kind of was part of creative processes for live performance. But what I found is that this world is no different in that I have to think in 3D, dancers think in 3D. When working with technology, I have to think in 3D because I have to think about that user journey and how people interact and how people engage with what the story or a narrative is. But today I'm here to talk to you about a really exciting project that's happened during lockdown or COVID. An international team has come together. So it's a collaboration between Quarantine Studios, who are based in the UK and in the States, and Doye Productions, who are based in the UK. But actually, most of the team are kind of scattered all over the world. We came together to look at how we could explore a particular narrative in AR. The funding that we got from this was from Arts Council England, so I applied for money and was able to bring this team together, which is made up of writers, writing experts, drawing experts, and technology experts. So what is The Ship of the Dead? The Ship of the Dead is a 3D storybook that uses Unreal Engine and some workable magic to immerse listeners and users into the story world of an internationally best-selling author, Kate Mosse. So The Ship of the Dead is part of the Mistletoe Bride collection, another best-selling book of Kate's, but it's a short story. So it brings to life an immersive Breton ghost story and takes the listener, the user, the adventurer, which is you if you're using it, into the heart of a chilling story where you discover a lost village which is populated by the dead souls of fishermen, and Kate is reading the story to you. So you discover this village and you explore this eerie village whilst Kate is telling you the story, so it takes you into different scenes, different worlds. And it also will be using 3D spatial audio, which is the next phase of our development, which I'll talk about later. So Kate will accompany you through the narrative twists and turns where you discover an Anku who ships the dead souls of fishermen across to an island. But it's a lot more involved in it, and you become the adventurer. And in this story world, you discover the village. You know, there's lots of kind of ghostly, eerie worlds that you enter. And this sort of distant forbidden island that you will be accompanying the dead souls across to, which is quite interesting for once you're immersed in it. So, we believe as a team, that stories are a great way to engage people into narrative, and we're lucky enough to be working with one of the best writers, that to have come out of the UK, Kate. But also, what's brilliant about this project is it also brings in the QXR Studios team. So Graham Devine, a brilliant genius in the gaming world and future thinker, I'd like to say. Andy Lanning, who is, worked on Marvel and various comic book worlds. Naomi, who I met at Magic Leap when some of us were working there. And then on the other side of things, we have experts from the sort of immersive world. So Rory and Eleanor both are based in the States, but have worked a lot in VR and AR. And Quidel, who again is very similar to Graham, has given us lots of advice. So there is a great small team, but a really good team of specialists in this world coming together. But what's been brilliant is that this pipeline that we've created is a 50-50 collaborative process between technology and storytelling creative. So not one thing has taken over from the other. Graham has been adaptable, and QXR Studios team have been adaptable in how to bring to life Kate's story. And Kate has and Greg, her husband, have adapted the text to fit well with what the technology can do. So it has been collaborative, and it therefore has made it an easy and a fun journey. We've had fun doing it. So where are we at? Well, where we're at the moment is that we have a prototype, or a kind of a test flight version. What has happened to do that, Graham has created a new cloud-based system, a machine learning cloud-based system that he's coded with Naomi, which is up there in the sky. And that system will stream to your phone. And what it does is it means you don't need a LiDAR scanner in your phone. So it works on a £50 phone as much as it works on a £1,000 phone. So it makes it accessible, which is what we're really keen to do. Technology, the tough thing about technology is that if you haven't got the latest tech and something is designed for that, then it means you can't reach audiences or young people that live in areas of deprivation that can't afford the latest tech. So we wanted to find a way that this would be accessible. So what you do at the moment is that it streams in and it puts you into the world. It's rather than having a diorama at the moment on a table where you're looking on, you are in it, you're immersed in it. Not to say that we won't go down a diorama effect. We could well do that in the next stage of the pipeline. So where are we at in that pipeline? So we have the test flight. We know that roughly what a little bit of an audience journey would be to get into it. It opens up beautifully a book, and you can flick through pages, and that takes you into the next thing. But what we've got at the moment is we have developed the system, the cloud-based system with the narrative, Kate's voice. But we don't have original assets. So what we want to do, because we currently have assets from off the shelf, the next stage is the aesthetic. So we are going to work on creating original assets, original aesthetic design, and putting that into what we currently have. But we also want to look at maybe creating a chunk. So it's about 90 minutes, an hour to 90 minutes. So if we could create sort of maybe 5 or 6 almost chapters or chunks of it, then we could create one chunk, and then we work out what the pipeline is for cost, time, creation. We've sort of roughly got it, but we just need a little bit more time to work on it. So we've had conversations with various funders. The Arts Council, again, are really supportive. We are looking at an EPIC grant, but we've also had conversations with investors. If we have started to look at a business model, because Ship of the Dead is one product with one author. And through Kate and Greg's contacts, talking to other authors who also have short stories, they have also expressed an interest, because it's a new way of them reaching audiences. This is a new way of them actually maybe writing original work for this kind of concept. The stage that we're at now is that we're quite far down the line in defining, what that kind of business model would look like. Going forward. So once we've sort of finalised that pipeline, we can then look at the next phase, which would be what that cost is to create a whole one, and then we can look at that against cost of sales and a business model. So yeah, we're sort of moved on quite a long way in a short space of time. That's because COVID hit, and some of us had some more time on our hands. So what we would really love to be able to do in our next stage is create maybe that first part of the story, and then share that in the world and get feedback and look at what that journey might be. But yeah, it's a real pleasure to be here today to be able to talk about this, because technology, augmented reality especially, is going to just become a thing that we all have in our worlds, with the onset of various glasses that are going to be released. It means that narrative story worlds like this can be placed anywhere. You could be sitting on a park bench and be immersed in it. You can do that anyway with the test flight on your phone. But, how far can we push this boundary with narrative? I personally find it really interesting, the idea of augmented reality in a promenade performance. I'm used to doing promenade performances, did lots in a theatre called Chichester Festival Theatre years ago, and we did one around Rolls-Royce, their site, where their factory is and where they sell them in West Sussex. Brilliant venue, and we did Toad of Toad Hall. But how could you bring things like that to life with augmented reality glasses? That would be the next step. So for us, telling stories with authors is a nice journey to maybe taking that a little bit further and seeing what we could do around a city. What stories could we create in cities that take people on journeys, you know, take people into these new portals, into these new worlds, which, you know, is going to become a thing that is pushing the boundaries of entertainment. And talking about pushing the boundaries of entertainment, of all days, me recording this for you is the day that ABBA have announced that they are going to create new music, and they are using motion capture to create avatars. So their performance will be avatars on a custom-built, bespoke venue stage in London, which is fascinating. You know, personally, you know, I think the next step is going to be obviously volumetric capture, which we will be looking to we are looking to use for Ship of the Dead, to bring the characters to life. But also, you know, this whole idea that entertainment is really starting to embrace technology, and storytelling is embracing technology, is just an exciting way forward. And, you know, bringing together QXR Studios with Doye Productions is a really interesting concept, because I come from both worlds and work with both organisations. I see the bridge between those two being quite fundamental in the next steps for and those right collaborations, the right teams of people to be able to push the boundaries of entertainment. So thank you very much for having me speak about Ship of the Dead. I just want to thank the team. They know who they are. I've named I think I've named them all today. But I just want to thank them all for their work and their effort and the joy that it is to be working in this team, creating this piece of work. And hopefully in the near future, I'll be at AWE Asia in person to be able to show you what it does on one of these, or on an iPad, or on a tablet of some kind. Because I think there's nothing better than actually being able to see the thing that someone's talking about to really understand it. But hopefully today I've been able to give you an overview and an insight into the world in which we have created for authors. And yes, look out for the next stage and the next instalment, because hopefully we'll be having some sort of testing in the next year or so, and have chapter 1 out there, maybe even the whole piece, who knows. But thank you very much, and I hope the rest of the conference goes well. And anybody that's listening to this, please do reach out to me via AWE, or feel free to reach out to me via my website or QXR's website, because the more people that we speak to and collaborate with, the more fun that we have making these story worlds and these portals for people to enter. Thank you very much.